ahead and introduce yourself to our audience. Let us know where you're from, where you grew up.
Yeah, so I'm HD, from Brooklyn, New York. One consider myself just a rap artist, but a musician. Again, born in Brooklyn, raised, and yeah, that's pretty much the crust of it. Was always around hip hop music, and my family was already always involved in music, so it was just natural for me to just pick up sound and pick up melody and run with it. And my household. So music is me, and I am music. Student of music. Um, Studied a lot of musicians, artists, MCs, etc. So
exactly.
yeah,
Now that you brought that, I saw like your inspirations, like Prince, Michael
yeah,
Jackson,
yeah,
Womack and
yeah,
Womack, Whitney Houston, Jimi
yeah,
Hendrix, the Intruders, Mozart, Florence and the Machine, the OJs, Eddie Money. I was like, wow. I was like, okay.
yeah,
I was like, so he
yeah,
really listened to music. I love that
yeah.
because you don't have a specific genre. So
No,
how
I
do you
don't.
feel? Because your genre is just everywhere. It's broad.
Yeah, yeah,
How is that
yeah.
important as an artist to not gear towards a specific genre?
Well, most certainly, because when you are a student of music and you want to further your creativity, it is behoove you to listen to multiple artists, because each musician attacks their music differently and the beats differently. And I think that's why I'm able to, come up with music so quickly when I'm in the studio, or able to just come up with a chorus or a certain rhythm in particular, because I listen to so much music. And you get different ideas, and you adapt all these different ways of being able to have your own creativity, and then it comes out as one. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's why I think it's really important, because at the end of the day, it's all just music, and we're only using different instrumentations, and we all have different voices, and that's really what it's all about.
Well,
So that's
speaking
why
of
I love
voices,
so much music. Oh
speaking of voices,
yeah.
you don't have a different voice, okay? Because you sounded like your voice sound real familiar to me. Real familiar, okay? I heard this voice all my life. Okay, we're going to get into that, but I heard this voice all my life.
Yeah.
Because I know that's what
Yeah,
people
I
was
can
looking
compliment.
into.
Yeah,
But yeah, so growing up
yeah.
in Brooklyn, how was it growing up in Brooklyn? Just give us a little bit of your background growing up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely, when I was growing up, Brooklyn was a lot rougher than what it is now. There were many days where I couldn't leave my location, my block, because of all the activities that were taking place around the corner. And in that era, you had a lot of people who were getting involved with illegal activities and things of that nature. And the people that me and my friends, we always, you almost start to look up to, because it's glorified and it's highlighted as something that's beneficial. And so we always wanted to try to be like those guys, or even like my dad. He was involved in, to the streets and things of that nature. So luckily for me, I was always told, and always like people always teach me lessons, and say, hey, don't do this, don't do that, and while you're here, you shouldn't be around this. So I always have individuals telling me not to do rather than to do. And a lot of my friends they didn't get told the lesson that I was getting told, or they weren't guided in the same direction I was. And I think it was because a lot of the people that were involved into, the negative things, they had respect for my family, because my family didn't want me to follow those people. And I knew in my own way. And I
being
even
around
said in
this
my
meeting.
bio, a lot of times you get,
You
for
hear
me,
me?
I would get offended, because it's like,
Huh?
man, I know I could be around these people,
You
and
hear
I
me?
can't, because, my situation with my family and things of that nature.
Damn shame, Ty.
Right. I understand. Well, that's absolutely amazing. Growing
Yeah.
up in that type of environment, and you have
Yeah.
people that was surrounded that really wanted to see you have a better future. Because
Yeah.
you could have lost your
Yeah.
life to the streets,
Yeah.
And from
Absolutely.
my understanding, you lost one of like your closest, like your cousin. You was really
Yeah.
close with him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I did. I did. And again, and even him, he was a rapper as well. And he would even always tell me, hey, you got something good going for you. You got a talent, and you need to take it further. You need to get away from here. And so when you have multiple individuals telling you to take a different route, even those who are involved in the things that you want to get involved in, and they're telling you, no, go this way, it's like, okay, I really need to take this in consideration. And then from actions, like, you see what goes on, and you see, the experiences other people go through, and you can tell yourself you don't want to go through that, but you really got to, like, implement the lessons that you're being told, and the lesson that you're seeing. and to implement it so that you don't get caught up, because it's easy. It's so easy. And you see it now. People get sucked in so quick, so fast. And I was fortunate because I was able to move from Brooklyn. And I think that's what helped too. I moved from New York. I moved to Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And
right.
different experience. Yeah,
exactly. And you know what? It's I'm glad you're able to do that. That's awesome, because you have been through a lot of trying times, you know, in your life. From what's the stuff that I was able to see, not only was it your cousin, but it was actually your brother that you lost as well, right?
Yeah. So and that took a toll on me. And I was really young when that situation happened. And to really deal with it, I used music as an escape mechanism to remove the pain that I was going through at the time as so young. And once I found out that music was something that would allow me to escape from the agony that I was dealing with, I almost ran with it. And I made a lot of promises, to my brother and things of that nature. So it's like, at this point, it's no stopping for me. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? I take it really serious, the music, because I have a greater purpose. Yeah.
Great. So when you moved to Pennsylvania, we're going to get into that, but we're going to go ahead and let's talk about your new project, which is the Gallery Fantastic, which I've been listening to from like just back and forth, just trying to understand you and get to know you through your music, because that's how you get to know artists, like through their music, and the pain is there, the hunger is there. I see it. Like I like the project. I basically know everything that you done put out, so I have to do my homework. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into one of the tracks that you sent us.
Yeah, it's a good project. It's a lot of.
Tell us about the name of it. Where did you come up with the name from?
So the gallery, when I was in school for a while, and I had it was a project, and I was in history of symphony. It was a class, history. It was a music class, history of symphony.
Right.
And the professor was like, "Hey, what we're going to need you guys to do is we're going to need you to actually go and see an orchestra and pretty much write an article based upon what you saw and the instruments the individuals were using, etc." So I sat there and I was in awe. Like it was amazing, because it sucks you in, and I became fixated. And then as soon as I was really involved, I started all these ideas, like topics and discussions and things I wanted to say without just even thinking of a rap. And when I started to get all these beats and I started to select them, it came about just me thinking about that symphony. And so what I really wanted to do with the project, so I really wanted to, put the relation between art and music. And so I got the gallery. I thought of the gallery because when you walk through a gallery, you get all these different paintings and these canvases, and you experience each artwork in a different format. And so that's when I started to, introduce each record as a painting. And so that's what the gallery came about. And then Fantastic was the actual name of I think it was Symphony Fantastic. And that's where I got that name from. So I just combined the two just to show that, music and art are brothers and sisters, and the experience that I wanted an individual to have when listening to music. Like, as soon as you listen to the first song, you get the sensation of walking through a gallery and you're experiencing that first portrait, and the foyer is what you're walking. It's a foyer.
Absolutely.
So,
I like that.
And so that's how that came about. Yeah.
I'm sorry. So we're going to get into 24 Canvas, which is one of my favorites, because I like the beat, what I'm saying? It gives me that vibe where I want to go ahead, let's go party, drop the rooftop or whatever, what I'm saying? And just let the sun beam on you. So we're going to go ahead and play that again. That is off his latest project, The Gallery Fantastic. This is 24 Canvas, straight out of Brooklyn, New York, HD. Y'all tap in, listen to it. We're about to play it right now.
Let's do it.
Who you rolling with? Act like you never seen a star. I put that on every card that I'm throwing in. I'm the only spade posted on the deck. I put that on every bet through your focal lengths. Come and bounce with, go for the code. Get them access to your closest friend. I need ownership. You acting like you know this where you supposed to been. Who you rolling with? Act like you never seen a star. I put that on every card that I'm throwing in. I'm the only spade posted on the deck. I put that on every bet through your focal lengths. Come and bounce with, go for the code. Get them access to your closest friend. I need ownership. You acting like you know this where you supposed to be. Come, bounce with nigga, but don't fuck up my tab. Or take advantage of the page where we left off half. On a baby, or possibly let's get up on a room where the space is no limits while I come for your fuel. Or the blow and review. Model block, lock, Goldie, you hold me. And now your homie is hostile, some sort of way on the block. But I swag Kobe mixed with a little AI. Say I while the shots down and thread. Shoot in with your snake eyes. Allow this cat to break you off. Probably wouldn't waste time. Bringing how you waste time. God, who you rolling with? Act like you never seen a star. I put that on every card that I'm throwing in. I'm the only spade posted on the deck. I put that on every bet through your focal lengths. Come and bounce with, go for the code. Get them access to your closest friend. I need ownership. You acting like you know this where you supposed to been. Who you rolling with? Act like you never seen a star. I put that on every card that I'm throwing in. I'm the only spade posted on the deck. I put that on every bet through your focal lengths. Come and bounce with, go for the code. Get them access to your closest friend. I need ownership. You acting like you know this where you supposed to been. You approach the door, I prefer the view or the balcony. Locate the spot, I infuse with an ounce of me. And since I've discovered your approach is butter, we could toast to the ego that possesses cover. Under the stamina, you no longer try to possess until you're possessed by the population of the polar dead. I be on your neck, I got my hand in proportions I squeeze, rightfully so. You're 5'2", that's a car with jewel, you see queen. You ain't know a couple Mitchells, that cat wouldn't show you where they nest. Pluck one feather at a time, so I'm egging you on to sweat. Bands get thrown to every chicken march. I play the cup while I'm here, get ahead and play your part. Well, once I push on these horses, we can go however far. Who you rolling with? Act like you never seen a star. I put that on every card that I'm throwing in. I'm the only spade posted on the deck. I put that on every bet through your focal lengths. Come and bounce with, go for the code. Get them access to your closest friend. I need ownership. You acting like you know this where you supposed to been. Who you rolling with? Act like you never seen a star. I put that on every card that I'm throwing in. I'm the only spade posted on the deck. I put that on every bet through your focal lengths. Come and bounce with, go for the code. Get them access to your closest friend. I need ownership. You acting like you know this where you supposed to be. I'm sending invitations out to the car door before I dash. Can you keep up with a K reactions of yay? Qualify on the trim of my GHI-BLI. Skirt off, I'm inclined to a climax. Theater it becomes at the scene, become a part of the reasons you wanna come. Golden glow, I can get you around. If you striving for an Oscar, I've been meaning to lounge in proximity of what your Tiffany brace when I let multiple verbiage cater to your reputation. Standing on a couch with about half of the considerations to roll with the occasion. That on every card that I'm throwing in. I'm the only spade posted on the deck. I put that on every bet through your focal lengths. Come and bounce with a nigga for the code. Get them access to your closest friend. I need ownership. You acting like you know this where you supposed to been. Who you rolling with? Act like you never seen a star. I put that on every card that I'm throwing in. I'm the only spade posted on the deck. I put that on every bet through your focal lengths. Come and bounce with a nigga for the code. Get them access to your closest friend. I need ownership. You acting like you know this where you supposed to been.
Alright, what do you think? Yeah? Yeah, I think it was perfect too.
Yes.
I think it's ready for the world to see.
Yes.
I think we can now, put this in the gallery.
Absolutely. Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Until next time.
Until next time. Yes. Hey, you guys just tuned in right now. Welcome back to the Certified Savage Show. That was HD, Brooklyn, New York, with 24 Cabins. Stop playing with this man right now. Like New York in the woo! I love it.
Arizona, so you know that shit dope for us.
Yeah, hell yeah. The beat, everything was just. I mean, it's so.
Slapping, yeah.
You're so crispy. You can just tell that you're very disciplined as an artist. Yeah. And I know where that discipline come back because I know that you were in the Marines.
Thank you.
And you just came home last year, right? You just got honorable discharge last May, right?
Yeah.
Man, thank you.
Yeah.
United States Marine Corps right here. Thank you for your service to this country.
Yeah.
Wow. What was that like? Okay, you go from being in the Marines and then making music like, come on, paint the picture for us. Because we like pictures.
It was so 2015 May is when I enlisted, and I didn't know what direction I was gonna go in, and I was influenced by my godfather when I moved to PA, and he was a former Marine, and every night before I would go to bed, we would always sit down and he would tell me all these stories, and so I almost started to look up to him, and I did, and so I wanted to follow his footsteps. And he challenged me, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. but initially I was actually going to go to the Navy, and he was like, no, this is go the other way. I want you need a bigger challenge. And so I ended up going, and boot camp turned out really well. It was a challenge, but it taught me a lot. You know, I learned so many lessons, and like you said, discipline, and you learn these core values, and you know, integrity and honesty, and all these things that, you know, I apply today. And when I went to, after boot camp, I did more training, and then I went to North Carolina, and I went to a administrative school. And originally I was supposed to get stationed in North Carolina, but I got selected to work for the White House, HMX-1, the Marine One. Okay. And so, yeah, that's how I ended up being, you know, an administrator for Marine One. So it was great working around so many, you know, higher officials and NCIS, FBI, and it was really great. Oh yeah.
Awesome. So now, when you were on active duty, were you writing music, or would you just focus on, you know, being in the Marines?
What's that?
I said, when you're actively on duty, like, were you writing music still, or you would just focus on being in the service at that time?
I was focused on being in the service. It's funny because I always read. I always made sure I read. I didn't write as much as I wanted to, but I always made sure that I was reading. Like, I'm an avid reader. I read every single day. So I never really focused on it too much. I was going to the studio, you know, several times out of the month, but it wasn't as much as I do now, because I had the career, I had a responsibility. So they really wanted me to just focus on just the job. And so I really couldn't do the music at the same time. So I told myself, I said, hey, you know, when I get out of this thing, I'm gonna really hit the ground running. But I always knew I had it. It just wasn't hard for me. And I met, you know, my business partners now, and in the military, you know, Shot with Ant, you know, TK. Exactly. I met those guys through the military. So everything just happened for a reason in that aspect. So I'm grateful for the experience and, you know, the professionalism that it taught me. Yeah.
Exactly. No, I see that. I know some of your favorite authors was James Patterson. I have 2 of his books at home, 4th of July and The Third Degree. Have you read those?
Read those.
Okay. And then Edgar Allan Poe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was reading his poetry, Annabelle Lee, The Raven, A Dream with a Dream, To Helen and Alone. I was like, oh, this is put you in another space reading it. Yeah. It definitely sets a different you know, so I learned something from you. And then you have, you know, Maya Angelou, of course, you know, not forget her work. You know, you write, you know, as an artist, you are poets. Exactly, it's the same thing. That's a total package. Yeah. And it's Shakespeare and Langston Hughes. So yeah, you got quite of a good selection here. Have you, I know we talked about reading, but we're going to get onto your new song, but I just need to know this. Have you read The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz? Have you read The Four Agreements?
What is it called?
It's called The Four Agreements.
No, I haven't.
Okay, put that onto your to-do list, okay? I know this is an interview, but put that, you're a reader, put that on your to-do list. That is going to, reading changes your life anyway, but that one right there is going to put an extra, boom, stamp, boom. You know what I'm saying? It's going to do that too. All right, KJ told you that. It's called The Four Agreements.
The four
by Don Miguel. If you just put that in wherever you order your books, as soon as you type in The Four Agreements, it's going to come up with his name. So now we're going to get into your next track, which I know you just did that. This is recently, and it's actually is basically what is going on right now in the world. Yeah. What the name of that was
America's Recipe.
Yeah, American Recipe. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and play the American Recipe again. You guys are tuning in with us right now. We have HD from Brooklyn, New York, and we got a couple serious questions after this. The ones that everybody is waiting on. We ain't forgot about those, okay? We have to get the other stuff out.
I got you.
So right now, tune in.
Let's do it.
We'll be right back.
Okay, Daddy. How do you expect me to breathe when it's knees on my windpipe smoking out the screams from the crowd who examines with a fistful of tears or fistful of free? We need freedom. No Maxwell's, nah, no BT, but it's black entertainment, yeah, it's black owned. They give you a hot interest rate with a flat loan. That'll kill a community under scrutiny. They've been had me under since my involvement with truancy. Ease up. So you don't expect me to breathe, you don't expect me to kneel in this matrix of a system where the chokehold pills the cap off, my cap off when the allegiance says pledge. And what if I could dust the oppression off from the Fed? X said deliver, no I don't quiver on a balcony, I'm not afraid to dream, I deliver. This sort of mail is highly destined to propel through the corpus of America, training me to derail. For the Teslas, we was in Tulsa. Really though. Oklahoma for the cultures, vultures popping 10, still screaming on the gram. Execute through my terrain, I navigate through the land that belongs to my ancestry. Built by the knuckles and blood, America's recipe. Recklessly they use our bones as ingredients to cook up the White House meal. That's how the White House feel.
Wow, that was amazing. I love that. That was hella dope. The instruments, wow, that was hella dope. Was those live instruments that was playing like when you recorded?
No. So Fresh, shout out to Fresh Beats. He made that on the spot. I did the record on the spot. It was just like he played it. I was coming up with the verses, and that was it. Done. Like, yeah.
That was hella dope. Now, being from, Brooklyn, New York, and being, a Black male, I'm sure, or have you experienced racial profiling? Have you been?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. Driving, hey, is this your car? But what saved me is the military ID. And I always show my military ID, and they, all right, have a nice day. So not everybody is obviously not fortunate to have that. And even if you do have that, you still may get into it, go to the next level. So I just try to be as respectful as possible. And, because I see what's going on, and it hurts my heart. And I try to like refrain from watching the videos because I can't take I just can't take it, because it's like what happened previously, and with Georgia, and it's unfortunate. Yeah, it's sadness. But gratefully, these officers, these evil people, they got charged, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they charge. We're waiting for some time. I'll be looking at with everything.
Exactly.
So you say you did that record, Spare the Moment. So are there times where you go in the studio and you already have something that you want to record, or is just basically Spare the Moment, like that was basically like a freestyle?
It's always It's always one of those situations where it's like Fresh plays the beats, and I come up with the music, like just like that. And there's some occasions where I'll get a package of, beats, and I try to stick to, the people that I'm really close to, is because there's a chemistry that we have. So Tweak Tune, I met him. He's a good producer. But me and Fresh really have like a ongoing, like, solid relationship right now. And so, we feed off of each other. We go in the studio, he plays it. And then I just go from there, and I just start to create the music, and I just go from there. And sometimes I have so much stuff that I've written prior that I'll pick apart, say, I want to take some, or sometimes I'm just like, you know what, let's just go and do it, because I just wanted to do this, that fresh. Yeah. So now tonight was amazing. That happened like that.
Now you had a song called Ghetto Sunday, and I saw the views on that. That did 3.1 million views. Are those real views, or did you like pay? Like,
no, those are authentic. Those are authentic.
Well, okay.
And it's still going.
It's still going. Now, why do you think that song did so well? Because obviously everything that you put out is good. It's good music.
Yeah. So right now, and it's still new. The record is still new, considering in the music business, it's really new. We just released the video October 13th.
Right.
Up until now. So, and we went through some other issues with the video, but it literally it took off, I want to say around February, March, and we've accumulated almost 2 million views within a month. What we did in a month. And it's still going. It's going. So we able to we just put the right resources and the sources into the record, and learning about marketing and advertisement. And I think that's the tool that you need to really focus on, because you can release so much music and it goes nowhere. You have to be able to, market it on a broader spectrum. And I think the record is doing well because it's relatable. People can relate to it. And the video, it's not vulgar. It's just me speaking to the people, and I'm letting the atmosphere speak for itself. And again, the record is still going. There's still more radio stations that need to touch it. There's still more people that need to hear it. Right now, the UK is like my biggest countries. The UK, Ireland, France, the United States, then it's South Africa, Australia, Germany. So my numbers are like huge all around the globe. And I know, well, me and my guys always have this conversation. I would love to, consider myself in the near future to be the Michael Jackson of music. Most definitely, because my music it'll touch different avenues, because you can't categorize it and you're able to perceive it from so many different perspectives. And that's why I think the Ghetto Sunday is doing so well and is going to do even better. And then we just wanted to be strategic about it because the COVID happened. So we were going to drop Drug for the Night. That was going to be the next video that we were going to drop.
Okay, yeah,
but then
I know
the
that
COVID happens. Yeah, exactly. So that was going to be the next big video, and COVID happened. So it's like, okay, let's just take a step back.
Right.
And just push Ghetto Sunday and push the EP and just build the numbers, because like I say, you don't want to just drop music just because you have it. You want to really market it the right way. So that's where we're at right now.
Now you're you know what I'm saying, you're aiming to be the Michael Jackson of music. That is wonderful.
Yeah.
But you sound like Jay-Z. Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You got that Jay-Z voice. I know this ain't the first time you heard it. I know there's a lot of people saying that you sound like Jay-Z. You're trying to be a Jay-Z. We don't need another Jay-Z. And I know that Jay-Z is one of your inspirations, but however, you cannot, help how you sound, because listening, I see the inspiration, but I can't still differentiate and say, oh, he has his own style. So what do you say to the people that's saying that you are taking Jay-Z style?
It's so when I get the comparisons, for me, it's a compliment, and I don't take no offense to it. I mean, if anything, it's a blessing to be compared to somebody who's considered one of the greatest of all time, or one of the greatest of all time, and things of that nature. But we all have our inspirations, and I'm not just inspired by Jay. I'm inspired by, like I said, multiple artists, because there's so many people that contributed to hip hop. So for MC to be only influenced by one person, that would be selfish. You know what I mean? I studied a lot of MCs, Big L, Jay and Fab and Big and Ill Out Scratch and Big Daddy Kane and, Lost Boys, and the list goes on. Eve, one of my favorites as well. My thing was to, study the culture and study music, and to take everything that they taught and to run with it and create my own avenue, and just down to the dressings and how you dress and the jerseys and the Timbs and the whole Brooklyn sort of image that I was infatuated with. So I think people need to respond more with knowledge, and I think that's the unfortunate. It's really unfortunate, and our society, that people don't have the integrity to find the knowledge and really learn about someone before they even utter something. And I think until we get there, then it'll be fine, because it's even how you listen to music. You don't want to just judge it and you haven't even heard it. You just, I don't, you know what I'm saying? You got to give it time. And again, that's just something, everybody's going to have their opinion. I can't alter nobody's opinion or whatever. If they feel that way, they feel that way. But it's doing well. I'm doing well. The music is doing well.
Exactly. You know what? I mean, at the end of the day, you are who you are. You are from where you're from. You might sound like, so it doesn't matter. Like, you are very talented. You are a very talented artist.
Thank you.
I'm going to follow your work. I think you are the next best, greatest thing that's headed all the way to the top. And, I saw, that Timberland even, gave you your props as well. Timberland, that's a whole legend in itself. So, like, you don't need no more co-signing. You know what I'm saying? And I wonder, I'm pretty sure Jay has saw you, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully in the future, you guys could, shake hands or meet up, but that would be wonderful. But, before we go, just give out your social media, any other, shots out, your team.
Wait, before you do all that, I have a question. Because we are, we're like an underground radio show. So we play a lot of underground artists, local artists, things like that. What advice would you give them?
The best advice I can give an up-and-coming artist is that, stay focused and really, have the passion for your craft and invest into your music and put the right resources into your record. Definitely, like I said before, don't just put out so much music because you have it. The goal is not to put out 1,000 songs per month. The goal is to put out quality music and to invest into it and build off of that, because it takes time. It's not an overnight thing. And luckily for me, that I've only been out the military for a year and all this has happened for me. And that's because I've been really serious about it and really like just driven. So yeah, like I said, invest into your craft, and put the resources into your music, and advertise your music and market your music. Know your fan base, and refrain from following a trend. It's not about the trend. Make good music.
Yes, that people can
let
live
it speak
on.
Because that's what that'll go from 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and they'll still be able to listen to it. Don't make in the moment music, and don't chase a club sound. Let the music just be the music, and don't try to make seasonal records. Just make music, as Marvin Gaye did, as Sade did.
Yeah, so when you come to Arizona, you got to come to Arizona. You got to come see us in-house, in person. I want that freestyle, because I seen that 24-minute freestyle that you did on YouTube. So I already know you got them bars. So, man, I was like, he long-winded. He got some good-ass lungs. I'm like, he got some good lungs.
Marine lungs.
Yeah. Shout out to Cosmic Cab. That's Cosmic Cab.
And then, I call you through the Watcher in there and Get You Home Tonight and Get Far.
Yeah.
That's Jay-Z, The Game, and Foxy. I love how you play homage to those songs. I love that. But definitely, you also freestyle. Don't forget about us, the Certified Savage Show. We're here. Let people know where they can find you and all your music.
Yes, this is HD, and you can find me on Instagram at HDX24_, Twitter, the same thing. You can go to YouTube, HD. If you want to search Ghetto Sunday or Streets or any one of the records that's out right now, those are the platforms. When you go to my Instagram, all you have to do is click on the link in the bio, and that'll direct you towards the website, reservoircsent.com. And on that website, everything is there, my photos, the bio, everything you need to know or want to know. And pretty soon we will be releasing our boutique clothing for the company as well. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And again, new music dropping tomorrow, America's Recipe, and Drug for the Night will probably be the next video that we drop soon, or Moonlight. We're still deciding, but
well,
the next few things that's coming up.
On everything that you're going on, because we know Reservoir Records, you're the CEO, that's you with your own record label. That's really big in this industry, to be an entrepreneur, independent. Yes, you need records, you need stuff like that. So congratulations to everything y'all going on, all of you success. We here, we got you. Send us the music, exclusive.
We'll do.
I got
you.
Email.
Oh, you got the record already. You got
we got the record. You know what I'm saying? Exclusive. Tap in with us. So that's it.
Thank you.
Stay safe out there and take care of yourself.
Love is love. Likewise. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks for tuning in with us.
All right. Later.
Bye.
Bye.